All right, so the first question is, why do we need a new town center? Can we afford the $12 to $15 million cost? And would outsourcing reduce the space that is needed? And I think we'll start with Bill on this one, and we'll move down the line and back.
Sure. I think at this point in time, I've been against the new town center. I've spoken out at the council meetings. While I think some of the facilities are in disarray, with the issue of moving the library potentially to the park, that would open up some space, and we just don't have the money at this point in time. There is $1.8 million in the budget. We need to grow that, and perhaps some refurbishment is in order for some of the buildings that we've got. But at this point in time, undertaking a $12 to $15 million expenditure, I don't think is prudent. The council has mentioned that perhaps some private funding will totally fund this. If that's the case, that's fine. I think we need to get that funding in place before we move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Next responder will be Jim.
Well, I think that we have a town center task force at work at the moment, all volunteers, and I think that if we can find the $15 million in voluntary contributions, it would be wonderful. I don't know whether we can or not. We haven't really started looking at that yet. The police department that we have at the moment have pretty terrible conditions, and I think even if we can't find $15 million, it may be that we have to do something about the police building. And if that's the case, it would be far less than the $15 million. But I'm not for using any of the general funds at the present time. But, you know, it may be that we have some very, very generous people in Atherton. It may be that we can raise the money without taxing or trying to tax any of the residents.
All right, Kerry.
Thank you. A new town center, could it solve all of our problems? No. If we planned for it 10 years ago, it would, because it would be built today during times where construction rates are 30% less than they were yesteryear. I think that there is a way that we can outreach to community members that are really interested in making this town a better town and its government center, a beautiful government center. Atherton's got one of the oldest town centers. Portola Valley's got one of the newest. And it's a model, and it was largely supported by the neighboring community that supported the development of that facility. So I've walked around the police department. We're talking about issues related to employees, and I don't know how anybody can find anybody down there. It's a maze of maze of maze of maze. And I'm an appraiser, and I got lost. So that being said, do I think that we should start planning for a better town center? Yes. Can we afford it today? No, because we didn't plan for it yesterday.
Thank you. And finally, Jerry.
Yes, the conditions that where our employees work need to be improved. We have temporary buildings that have been there for quite a long while now. If high-speed rail were to do its construction and shoe-fly tracks and so forth were needed, we would certainly have to do something then. But the two key issues, well, first of all, the town center task force, composed of largely residents, they did an excellent job. These residents devoted their time and their skills and did a wonderful job. And we're going to put out a bid to see if we can come up with some concept drawings or such that could then be shown to possible donors. Because I agree, I think that if we're going to do anything, it's going to be largely with the help of donor funds. But we need to get some questions answered about the library and about what we're going to have in terms of size of town staff going forward.
Thank you. And I have been reminded that